Oh, what's up, boys and girls? This is your girl Erica from the Classic Climb blog. Thank you for those who've been so patient earlier. We've had a little delay, but look, it's Tech Tuesday. And what would be Tech Tuesday without some technical difficulties? We were at a late showing, and so Dr. Dix graciously decided to greet us. You know, Dr. Dix famous now. We have to beg him to come on our show. He be on Dr. Roland Martin. He be on TV channels all over the United States. I'd be like, hey, Mr. Dix, if you got some time in your schedule, I know you're famous, but if you could come visit the Classic Climb one more time, we appreciate it. So, Dr. Dix, man, introduce yourself to the audience. What's good?
Hello, everybody. Happy New Year to you. This is Dr. Patrick Dix, automation and artificial intelligence expert. I have been traveling around the United States, and as Erica had just said, I was on Roland Martin right before the Thursday before the New Year. I have been on channels. I've been in Houston. I've been everywhere. And what I want people to understand, one other thing. I'm also an educator. I have over 60,000 students I have taught. So I write classes. I teach this. This is the real game. But what I want y'all to realize, it is the 16th of January and artificial intelligence. This is going to be the year of artificial intelligence 2024. So if you've been playing around, playing the bump car life, you're about to get your major checkup this year.
Listen, y'all. I did a show the other day, and I was talking about these folks out here can't read. I know people thought I was being ridiculous, but I'm like, there are a lot of people walking around functionally illiterate. And so when we ask people, hey, you want to get tech jobs, you want to make more money, a lot of them look up and say, hey, I'm working at 7-Eleven. I got an apartment, I got a car, I'm doing pretty good. One hiccup, they miss work 1 week, 1 weekend, they get a cold. Oh my God, I don't know how I became homeless. And it's like, you was living on the edge. You was playing a game. Like, that's not where you were supposed to be. So,
Exactly.
we have to have these conversations because automation is coming and it's going to be great for some people. It's going to be bad for some people. Now, why is it going to be great? Before we get into some of the articles Dr. Dix has laid out, when I was talking about Stripe and PayPal kind of came in where the banks were like, nah, we don't want to, you don't look right. You don't smell right. Your hair ain't tall enough, whatever. The banks came up with their own biases that they keep getting sued in court for, right? But Stripe, PayPal came through and was like, you making money? You gonna pay us back? Here you go. Here's some money. Like, they kept it simple. And there's going to be a degree of the internet and automation just kind of weeding out where banks and other places are biased. So this is something you guys got to pay attention to, what's changing in the marketplace. Dr. Dix, how many classes you teaching right now? I know you're teaching about 47 classes.
I'm just trying to get it. Why I'm trying to get that and get my Birdman rub on, y'all. That's that's what I'm doing. But what people don't realize, the need for educators that look like me and yourself, Erica, with a STEM doctorate degree. Most I can attest to 85% of the schools y'all teach for, they are over capacity. They don't have enough professors to teach. If you have a master's degree in STEM, you can get into the education field. Y'all, I started 10 years ago with a graduate degree, and y'all know I got my doctorate degree. I'm telling y'all, there's the ability for you to earn extra income, but it keeps you also fluent with what's going on. Right now, I'm teaching a machine learning class for a university, and I got to brush up on R programming. So when you teach these classes, it allows you to see what's going on. And contrary to belief, to our community, the Black community, the international students from other countries are filling these classes up from top to bottom. So y'all, the competition is about to be even stiffer, and you need to learn how technology works, because the international students and the immigrants over here on F1 visas, they're taking over in these classrooms.
Dr. Dix, I was saying the other day that a lot of these people, what they're not paying attention to is a lot of African American folks are going to have to go blue collar. I think our internet's bad, y'all. Hold on, let me see. Okay, can you hear me? I was like, a lot of these students are going to have to go blue collar because, blue collar is where they can't stop you. As long as you know how to do something or fix something with your hands, they can't stop you. Right? Nobody can stop what you're doing because you can kind of mentor. You can follow behind somebody, you can learn it, and you can know it. We always know a shade tree mechanic. You in South Carolina, Dr. Dix, you always know a shade tree mechanic that can fix stuff with his hands. And as long as he in the mix, call Mr. Larry, call Mr. Junior, call Mr. Paul. Mr. Paul can fix it, right?
But this
Now,
the
but
thing
here's
now,
the
Erica.
issue with that.
Uh-huh.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say
No, no,
most
go
of these
ahead.
newer cars are most of these cars are so computerized to shade tree mechanic is becoming obsolete.
Hmm. And so that's what I tell people. I'm like, it used to be one of them things you can always call Mr. Paul. Mr. Paul can't read. Mr. Paul smoking a pack of cigarettes. He drinks some beer, but he gonna fix it up real quick. And so I'm
Yep.
like, they're taking some of that away. But if you look in Atlanta, you look in many of these major cities where they're doing all
Mhm.
this construction, they tell you a lot of these guys coming in can't read. That's why when they have
Yep.
these issues with the housing or the measurements are off, they have to go back through them and like, look, put this like
Mhm.
this, So a lot of that's happening. Let me pull up the first article you were talking about, Dr. Diggs.
All right.
Shade tree businessman. Listen, y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all seen them shade tree businessmen. All
Yeah,
right,
over there.
Dr. Diggs,
Over
here
there.
they go. They not ready.
This happened today. This happened yesterday, y'all.
In Detroit.
Yeah. Yes, the Stellantis, y'all. That is a Chrysler and Dodge. That's the name of those. So I sent this article to Erica because the key word in this article is temporary. You're not
Mm-hmm.
permanent, you're temporary. And now some of the people are butthurt because they said they laid 600 of us off. I'm like, y'all were not going to have a permanent job. You were there to fill in a void. And once they got the agreement done, they don't need you anymore. They're not going to pay you these benefits and they're not going to pay you these salaries. Production is back up and they have the regular workers. So they don't need you anymore.
Here's the thing too. And every time you talk to somebody from Detroit, they have a very union mindset, right? Which is about 40 years old. They'll be like, yeah, my grandpa or my uncle or my Aunt Benny, who's like in their 60s. They worked and they deserve free health care for the rest of their life. I'm like, they do? Yeah, because the putting them cars together is so hard. And you like the robot's doing 99% of what your aunt and
Yeah.
uncle just making sure the door closed. They making sure the robot arm go hit it just right. They're not physically picking up the car and putting it together. They ain't out
Mm-hmm.
there with a wrench and an elbow, getting tennis elbow. Cut it out. And so you'll hear these people and you'll be talking to them. You'll be like, are you for real? They're like, oh yeah, they deserve healthcare for the rest of their life. It's hard work. And I keep trying to tell people, factory work ain't been hard unless you at the hog plant. You at the chicken factory.
Mm-hmm.
You cutting animals. They
Yep.
have accidents all the time. But a lot of the automobile places, nah, y'all putting together parts with a robot. And it's very crazy to me that they literally be out there picketing in Detroit. I'm like, do y'all see y'all city? Y'all better take this job and be grateful or go get some other skills because that's on its way out too. But go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah. You were talking about many of those people are what we do quality assurance. They're just here to check a door seal to make sure everything done. And now they have probes on machines that do that. And I know many of the
Mm-hmm.
workers up there. I will give everybody a perfect example. We had the Screenwriters Guild. Remember, they had those strikes. Do y'all
Mm-hmm.
remember the screenwriters made sure in their contracts AI could not take their jobs? I don't
Mm-hmm.
know if the UAW workers fought that hard to make sure they just wanted a higher wage, but their contract only lasts 5 years, y'all. You could Google this. I researched and I'm like, okay, so in 4 years from now, they're gonna be in the same debacle
Mm-hmm.
again. And what people are not realizing before those companies pay those high wages, I'll take it back. The companies lost, I think it was about $9 to $10 billion together, all three big three. And before
Mm-hmm.
they continue to lose money like that again, they will use advanced manufacturing. They're going to use automation and artificial intelligence. I said back in a story I did up in Detroit on a news station, I said the workers have sealed their fate. They don't realize by protesting, the big three, the executives and managers were saying to themselves, how can we never let this happen again? Research and development and automate. There you go.
Oh, listen, what people don't understand is since the 80s, what happens is if your neighbor, let's just say there's a business beside me and I'm right here on the left, and he go figure out a way to do it for cheaper. Now I got to figure out a way to do it for cheaper to stay competitive with him and keep making profits. We got to keep figuring out how to make it for cheaper, right? Because we see how much it costs for a while to build a Tesla. It costs 50 grand to build a Tesla. Now it costs 25,000. For some of these Rivians, these cars, it costs 50, 60 grand with American made people and American made parts to build these electric vehicles. If they cannot make it be profitable, Y'all not paying 70K for no Tesla. You
Nope.
not. Right now, Hertz is liquidating what, 20,000 electric vehicles?
I
I'm
saw
gonna
that.
tell
Yeah.
y'all like I know, don't touch those. Everybody at Hertz that I know work first, they're like, girl, them things is raggedy. The electrical, because basically your warranty runs out of 100K. So here you are with
Hmm.
electric vehicle that ain't gonna do no, that is gonna be no warranty. Good luck. I don't know what people want to pick those up for. Oh, I'm gonna buy me one. Yeah,
It
okay,
looked
good
cool.
luck.
It looked cool till it's time to pay the piper, as we say, and that lithium battery. You get in an accident because I don't know if people know this, and I know you're aware of this, Erica. They don't realize all the other forces that come in. Do y'all realize they have to retrain EMT and fire departments on when they come up on an accident with an electric car? That's money. They have to reuse different tools. You have an electrical battery fire. There's a way they have to be trained on how to do that. So that costs money. I mean, I know the craze is cool to have one, but when you think about the long-term cost, particularly tonight in South Carolina, y'all, it's gonna be 21 degrees. Ain't nobody thinking about no electric car. People think about ICB, internal combustion. Yeah, internal
It
combustion.
just
You get in there, diesel, gas, whatever you want to call it. They're like, man, if my
pickup
lights
truck.
go out, yeah, if my lights go out, man, the gas station still can get some gas. We're gonna sit out here. We're gonna be warm. I could charge my phone up. That, and
Did
I
you?
know Texas. Yeah, what you were about to say?
I was gonna say, did you see all those people up there in I think it was in Utah and Colorado? They just stuck on the highway and they had like Teslas just in the way, so people were driving around them, driving around the Teslas. I said, y'all, why would you go to a ski resort with a Tesla? Why would you go if traffic gets stuck? Like they were out there for 6 hours. Guess what? Them electric vehicles was dead. People were driving
Mm-hmm.
around them. The pickup trucks had diesel. Some of them had gasoline, but I'm like gasoline. I'm like, I don't think y'all understand that those are, if you live in Miami, that's one thing. But then what happened when it was in Miami? That salt water, boom. Okay,
Yep.
like it was some issues. So the technology, it may be good for some short range distance, something short, but nothing where it's a value.
Yeah, you just have to do your research on the long term
Go ahead.
cost. I mean, they've even y'all. This isn't the first time they try to push electric cars. Everybody remember that ugly car, the Chevrolet Volt? Honda had some ugly electric cars, and now they just made. You remember that they just now made electric
Mhm.
cars where they were cool and they didn't look like a big bottle, or as we say down here, a bubble caprice. Y'all remember the bubble caprices? That's
Mhm.
what the old electric cars look like, a big bubble going around, a square box Chevy, what we would call it. And but I mean, many people are buying them to seem cool, like I'm saving the environment. Well, you only got a 400-mile range, and if you get to an area, and what if they have a power shortage? And what people don't realize too, our grid is so outdated in the United States. The infrastructure is so out of whack. It cannot take that demand of all those electric vehicles charging on it at the same time.
Oh
We
yeah,
don't. We
they already
Yeah,
said they
we got
couldn't.
big problems. Yeah.
Well, what's funny
So.
about the electric grid is people still mad Texas should just plug in like the rest of us. I said, y'all don't understand. This is how short people brains and memories are. Is North Carolina had its own electricity, right? And
Mhm.
Virginia, Tennessee was like, we need some electricity, help us. And North Carolina said, hell no, we built our own, you build your own. Government came in and said, y'all gonna share. That's what y'all gonna do. Y'all gonna share. Here, build the cords over these damn mountains that cost millions of dollars, doing it all over these mountains so that they can have some electricity, right? And so what happened is we have these two major power grids, and then Texas is off on its own. Why? Because financially, it just didn't make no sense to run power all the way from Louisiana to Texas. It didn't make sense. So they came with their own grid. But it's like, what's funny is people are laughing like, yeah, see, Texas ran out of power. Texas is the number one state for alternative energy, green energy, wind, solar, all that stuff. And guess what made the power go out? Where we connect the solar to our grid is what blew up the damn transformers at ERCOT. And so they done did a whole research on it. And guess what destroyed the power? It was the green electricity trying to connect to the regular. It's where the transformers hold the power from the solar panels and the wind and turbines. And so all this
Mhm.
stuff that y'all have like tested or you think is a good theory, it's not. And so all this money, that's why I keep telling people there's going to be so many people going to blue collar because our government's going to be like, right now there's, I mean, I can't disclose it. My middleman to millions people, I'll give you the sneak peek like on the 26th. But basically that Biden incentives for change your stove to electric, get smart vents, do all this stuff that will give you $14,000 in green incentives. I'm gonna tell you, like I tell you, don't switch your stove. Even though I'm in a company that is going to be telling y'all about save energy, I'm gonna tell you like this: don't switch your stove.
Mm-hmm.
Don't switch your damn electricity. Nah, keep if you got gas, keep gas. If you got a wood burning stove somewhere, even if it's outside your house, it's in your garage, keep that thing.
Yep, keep
Because
it.
they cannot guarantee you. There's too much repair that needs to be done. They can't guarantee it to you. Someone
No, they
said big
can't.
up to Dr. Dix. He been talking AI for years now. Yeah, he famous now. He on Dr. Roland Martin, man. I saw him on
I'm not.
TV.
I'm just doing a little something. So Erica, I started doing streams with Erica in February 2021. So actually, next month will be 3 years. And your
Mm-hmm.
channel, nobody really knew what I was talking about then. But I always had that vision back in 16, 17, and 18 when I was writing the research. I would tell
Mm-hmm.
people companies are going to automate. And everybody looked at me as if I was crazy. And then when the pandemic happened, I said companies
Boom.
now can really take a back seat and see what people don't realize. And you, Erica, you and I both know the world slowed down for about 3 years. The world now has to pick back up its pace. They have to actually exponentially grow faster, and they have to get things back on track. And I don't know if a lot of people know this too, but the United States does not have a high-speed rail system. They are going to put a high-speed rail system. They're talking about connecting
From Dallas to Houston.
um, Dallas to Houston, Atlanta to
Mm-hmm.
Charlotte. If you
Atlanta
Google
to
high,
Chattanooga. Atlanta to
yeah,
Chattanooga.
or
Mm-hmm.
down here they're talking about Savannah to Atlanta. It's something to that, and those are blue collar jobs. Those are tech jobs.
Mm-hmm.
Like Erica was saying, there is maintenance that is involved. When I travel places, they're always building interstates. They're
Mm-hmm.
maintaining buildings are everywhere. So if you don't want to go to school and get in a bunch of debt, get into the blue collar trades.
Mm-hmm.
Auto mechanics. Do y'all
Mm-hmm.
realize I took my car to the Honda dealership? I told the Honda people, man, y'all ain't about to sell no cars. This service center about to be off the chain because people trying to save their car.
Mm-hmm.
People are not trying to buy cars anymore. The service center, if you want, go be an ASC certified tech at Mercedes, Chevrolet. People ain't buying cars no more. They can't
Oh,
afford them.
look, I drove by Toyota. Parking lot dead. Ain't nobody over there. I look at the service building, every door up. They got an eight door things, all the doors up, working people
Mhm.
everywhere. Why? That service department gonna make that money for that dealership. If they ain't sell not near car that month, that service department gonna make all the money y'all need.
Yeah, even in my little local town, man, I took the car there. They were like, man, we're like so backed up. You got to make an appointment. If you are willing to put the work in and willing to sacrifice, you could be a mechanic, just changing oil and tires. Even a
Mm-hmm.
diesel mechanic, man, these 18 wheelers got to travel up and down the road. People,
Man.
I see paper tags around my area. I don't know
Mm-hmm.
why people buying these brand new cars, but people are buying brand new cars,
They got the
and
itch, man. They got the
they got
itch.
till they get and the car got 20 cameras on it. And I know about cars since I worked on them my whole life. I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, man, German engineered cars require German engineered prices. This ain't
For
no
sure.
Acura, this ain't no Honda, this ain't no Toyota, this ain't no Hyundai. And they
Mm-hmm.
charging you $150 an hour to work on that car. They would say, look, the bill 2,500. You either paid or we got to, or I mean, what you gonna do?
Or it's gonna stay here till you pay it. The
Yep.
car don't leave till you pay your bill. Listen, my cousin has one of his semi trucks, a belt prop, like a little bit of belt, and he had a spare belt in the truck.
Mm-hmm.
Drove 3 miles down the street. The guys put the new belt on in 3 minutes, Dr. Dix. Guess how much they charged him? Actually, I'll say 5 minutes. Guess how much they charged him?
Probably about $500 to $700.
Nah, they gave him a break. They gave him 215. He said usually it'd be 500, but I'm gonna charge you 215 because you had your own belt. If you didn't have your own belt, it'd have been 500, $600. And so
Mm-hmm.
diesel mechanics are short 400,000 people. And so when I'm on here with Dr. Dix and we're talking about AI, I want y'all to understand there's like 4 places in America where billions of dollars are going. And people fight me on this. It's land that either feeds people or you can build on it, right? It's literally service businesses, which encompass so many things, or it's tech,
Mm-hmm.
right? Or when someone says, "Oh, Erica, I don't want to own a home," I'm like, "Do you realize that that's the way all these people made all this money for the past hundreds of years? It's literally the stock market, businesses, tech, or being the first to tech. And that's it in real estate. I mean, it's really not that difficult. So when I see people who are in Atlanta, like Diamond Dave did a great point. He was saying how he drove past a building and hundreds of Hispanic workers coming out the building, working on the building. How many black people out there in Atlanta getting that money? How many contracts y'all got with that building? And there's $1 billion being built all over Atlanta.
Oh, I got a perfect example. Up in November, I drove up to Fayetteville, North Carolina. I drove past Fayetteville State. I went up there to talk to a group of people
Don't
about
talk
something.
about Fayetteville. Go ahead.
So Fayetteville, this was the actual weekend Fayetteville State had homecoming.
Yep.
I'm driving through trying to find my destination. This is a Saturday morning. I look to the right. It is a Hispanic guy, and it looked like his wife or girlfriend because it was new wood. You could see the pressure treated wood. While everybody else walking down the street drinking whatever they're doing, they over there building a porch on a house. I said, look at this picture right here. And I always, when I travel, I look to see who's working and who's not. I said, they just built a porch for somebody while everybody else want to party on this Saturday for Fayetteville State homecoming.
And that's off the Merc. That's the shoot 'em up zone over there. He was on shoot 'em up street. They locked up every homeboy, drug dealer. You know what's crazy about the Merc is it was almost a Black Wall Street. Because basically when you were a military veteran, Black and Indian, that's the only place you could buy a house. Then it got dangerous. Then they cleaned it out. And now white people coming in building student housing. Come on over here, students. Rent this housing from us. So yeah, I mean it's crazy right now.
It is.
And people in the comments saying you're right, Dr. Dix. They said that BMW bill ain't no joke. Let that warranty expire.
The thing is, those cars are nice if you can afford it. I know some of them have a 10,000 mile oil change, and one of the things they require, if anybody's a mechanic, is either 0W20, that thin oil, and it's full synthetic. Most cars now, for the tolerances they have on the motors, do not require regular motor oil. It is full synthetic. It's going to be Mobil 1, it's going to be Castrol, or it's going to be whatever the brand is. That oil change might be $150 just for that car. Oh, and don't get me started on the tires. Everybody want to stunt. You got those 19-inch wheels, those 235 series, and like, oh man, we're going to take a trip. Oh, one of those tires, $450. Oh, that's a run flat tire too. You didn't know that when you bought the car. It has run flats with Kevlar on them. Well, you know, man, it's $2,000 because I got it. And one thing I've been noticing in my area, Erica, I noticed when the pandemic first started, you used to hear dirt bikes and four-wheelers. You don't hear none of that no more because then nobody got no money.
They ain't got no money to fix them either.
No,
they tear
got
up,
money
they
to
just
buy,
park in the yard.
Yep.
They ain't got no gas. They ain't got no money. They just tear up in the yard. They park them and sit them down. Now, you know what they do got money for, right? Them damn fireworks. 1st of July, I said, boy, y'all ain't run out of money yet. Y'all still shooting them fireworks off.
She's still shooting them, and people calling the cops, they animals down there, you know, poor little Bobby, you know, and everybody else. And the thing is, life is changing and things are changing. And I want people to adapt. If you don't make BMW money, you shouldn't be driving a BMW, an Audi. What you want to look successful and become successful for? I mean, I see that so much. When I'm in the airport, y'all, I'm going to start taking pictures of how people are dressed. The airport is going to have a dress code eventually, or they're not going to let you fly. How they're going to get a lot of people in 2025 is with their real ID. Anytime you go in the airport, y'all, they got this big banner that says, if you don't have a license or a passport, you won't be able to get on the plane. And they changed it last year. But what's going to happen, y'all, I can tell y'all, these low-cost airlines, I look at CNBC to see how they make money. Y'all don't realize if you flying Delta, American Airlines, or United, or one of these big airlines, there's a difference in Spirit, Frontier, Virgin Mobile. They got the low cost, then they got these two. I ask people, where do you want to be at? Because I look at the people, like when I go by the terminal, the kind of people getting on the plane. I'm just being real with people. Start to look at your surroundings and be self-aware to look at how the people are dressed.
Well, listen, let's go there. They actually do have a dress code. It's just not enforced. Like in Atlanta, they ain't enforcing it, right? I was in there was a woman complaining on the news because a woman was in her shirt and underwear. And she was in line to go to Spirit, and they were like, either this woman's having a mental breakdown, Something's wrong with her, and they didn't make her get out of line. No airport security came, nothing. I'm like, listen, so if a man, let's really go there. If a
Yep.
man was at the airport with a shirt and a pair of underwear, boy, they'd have tackled that man and locked him up, locked him straight up. I want y'all to understand they was giving that woman grace. Now you got to understand, if they wanted to enforce it, they would. They don't want to. They, because so many lawsuits at one time. Now, let me tell you what they're going to do. They're going to put y'all at other terminals. Here in Austin, Texas, the funniest thing, during the pandemic, it was different. But before the pandemic, they put Spirit, Southwest, and Sun Country Airlines at the other airport. And people were so offended. I'm on Southwest and y'all got me going down here. Yes, take y'all ass over there. So Southwest was like, look, we will buy our way back to the big airport, please. So Southwest doubled down, put like millions of dollars into Austin. So Austin let them come back to the big airport, right? Then what's the other budget airline? Frontier. So they sent Frontier down there too. So Frontier, Spirit, and like one of the airline was all by themselves at this little 5-plane terminal. And I said, that's how bad they don't want y'all down here with us. Get y'all ass over there. If you can't afford a Greyhound, you go over there. And this thing is literally 15 minutes from the other airport. So it ain't no like, I'm going to do one flight. No, you're going to be over there the whole time. You're not coming over here. And look at Detroit. When Detroit came in and they said, hey, Delta said, hey, we're going to do this. And they're like, nah, we ain't going to change it. Delta said, no worries. We're going to build a whole new airport terminal over here. If you want to fly American, you want to fly other stuff, you go over there where it's just falling apart and decrepit. But if you want to fly Delta, you come to the brand new Detroit Delta terminal. That's how they fixed it. It's already happening. Yep. It's just we aren't noticing it. They're going to start splitting y'all more and more and more.
Because you'll notice the classes on the plane and people are, I'll tell folks, be observant and just observe. And when you get on the plane, look at the first class, economy plus, and regular people. You'll start to see the people look different as they get to the front, to the first class seats. And even the stewardesses, male or female, look nicer because they got to serve the first class people. You get the rugged looking people at the back. They're gonna have attractive people serving people up in the front that's spending all the money for the plane tickets. I mean, look how they treat you. I mean, people like, I wouldn't spend that money for a first class ticket. I tell folks, see how you get treated in first class. You don't want to go back there. You ain't got to have people hitting you in the seat. You know, I'm 6'2", about 240 pounds, so I can move around. And you never know who you meet in first class. There are business people up there. You just never know who you'll meet. So I'm not saying y'all how I fly, whatnot, but I've flown first class a bunch of times before. But I like to let people know, once you get some money, try it, and you will say, this is better. I don't have to hear all this foolishness in the background. You'll like it better, trust me.
People on their phone, they're like, well, the plane's about to go up. Could you please get off your phone? Blah, 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 blah. Baby, the plane about to go. Can you please spare us all that conversation we ain't trying to hear?
And they don't be talking about nothing anyway. And then you ain't got to hear people the time the plane land. Hey, we just landed. You can't get off the plane yet.
Listen. So I'm y'all gonna leave Spirit? It's not true. It's not true. Who you have to realize, it's like mobile PCS. What is it? Mobile PCS?
Sprint
and
PCS or mobile.
Sprint PCS and a couple
Cricket and Boost.
They were like, hey, you got $20? Come on over here, right? So it's attracting a certain type of customer. No matter what they tell you, they're like, hey, you got $20? You want a phone?
I'll give y'all a perfect example. I'm drinking phone? Yeah, I'll give y'all a perfect. This is Topo Chico mineral water. This water tastes different. You know, I'm drinking better water, and I drink like Mountain Valley. People, when I was younger, people used to say all water tastes the same. No, it don't.
It does not. Your mouth is broken. If all water tastes the same, your mouth is broken, baby. You need to go to the dentist immediately.
Deer Park, Aquafina, unless I really need water to prevent me from dying, don't ever give me toilet water. That's what I call those two.
No. Well, here's the thing too, and it's just like it's little stuff. But what I want y'all to understand is like the way AI is going to sort people out. Think about it. When you go to apartment buildings, what was the major complaint? What was the biggest thing about credit repair? People would go try to get an apartment and they look you up in the system and say no, but I make
Hmm.
money. That is AI. That is automation. Just no, you can't stay over here. You got to go somewhere else. Okay. Now, when you look at just several things, housing. See, the problem with housing and inspectors almost got themselves out of a job, right? Because when you started
Hmm.
going online and you could refinance your house online, the data said the house was worth this. An inspector got to
Hmm.
come by and add their 2 cents. But if you give them about another 5 years, they're gonna press to move them little inspectors right on out the way because they keep having biases. Appraisers, excuse me, not inspectors. Appraisers kept having their own personal biases, and it's costing all these banks lawsuits. So now
Yep.
they're just gonna go, your zip code is this, the house is worth half a million. Here, take the money and shut up. Right? Because they can't afford that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
my aunt was on
Zillow.
standby in some
Yeah,
pants,
the
and they were like, "Ma'am, we can't." She's like, "What?" my cousin was like, "I told you to wear a dress." She's like, "I'm in pants." It don't matter. They could just come up with a reason. Oh, you on standby? Sorry, can't. Sorry.
yeah, yeah, y'all. Yeah, I don't know if people know this, but your credit is an algorithm. And at one time, they were trying to come up with a fourth credit bureau. I don't know how
Mm-hmm.
successful they were, but it was
It's
going to
coming.
be It was going to be Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian. Oh, and the new thing you're going to see in the future is your social score. Like, what would we call it? Like your social personal score to see
It's coming.
people. Yeah, it's all this is coming in like because AI can run all of these algorithms or whatnot, and it can say, "Oh, this
Mm-hmm.
person has a bad social profile or social personality." Being an introvert, and I've said this in my videos on my YouTube channel, you cannot be an introvert anymore in life. You must talk to people to get to where you must talk to people to get to the next level from here on out because AI and automation and technology will just eliminate you out of the process. You cannot be a quiet person anymore. When I say quiet, you're going to have to be aggressive in life and take your life by the horns, or else you're going to get left behind. You cannot be timid anymore. You're going to have to go for what you need, and you are going to have to fight like hell. I try to see as many ways as I can to stay ahead because I research this technology every day, y'all, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
seeing new things with it. It is revolutionary. And what's happening? Companies are going to find different ways. The government has not stepped in to regulate it, and they're going to be too late to regulate it. And
Yeah.
that's what I was talking about on the Roland Martin about the New York Times suing OpenAI and Microsoft because what they were doing, they were using artificial intelligence to read pre-existing articles or new articles to get information to say, hey, the chatbot can give you that. You don't need to go pay the New York Times. It's all about money. And there are going to
Mm-hmm.
be lawsuits in a gray area. So we haven't seen the lawsuits and the privacy and the intellectual property thefts that are going to happen from this type of
Oh,
technology.
there's a bill right now where it says it's a bill against AI using your voice as impersonations. Now, prime example, if you guys are on YouTube, you've been seeing like Steve Harvey, The Rock saying, "Make sure you call and get your $6,400 check from the government," right? And it sounds exactly like them because it's an AI,
Yeah.
taker at the voice. So and I want you to understand. Let's be very clear. People, when we hear social credit scores, they're like, "Oh, y'all being tinfoil hats." What happened during the pandemic? If you didn't wear a mask, could you come into places? And that
Mm-hmm.
was a courtesy. When there was an Uber come to pick you up and you didn't wear a mask, they could mark on your profile. This person
Yep.
wouldn't wear a mask. This person wasn't friendly. That's social credit. And who loves social credit scores? Rule followers, people who are like, Dr. Dick, you ever hear people say, I work 40 hours a week. No American in this country, if they work 40 hours a week, should be homeless. Now, this is the same person working at 7-Eleven. They want a brand new car and a brand new apartment. They would love a social credit score. You know why? Because I'm just following the rules. I work 40 hours a week. But you're not really taking in any kind of like, it's when people tell me they got a degree and I ask them what's it in. What does that matter? And then they start getting mad because it's in English, communications, it's some no minor, it's
Mm-hmm.
an art. And then they get mad with me and I'll be like, what you get mad for? I'm just asking what your degree in. So you got to understand like where this stuff is coming from. This is already in place. Like they said, because of the pandemic, the 10-year nudge of things was done in 3 years. Now, what do I mean? In 10 years, when most boomers were starting to be out of the office, remote work was going to be the thing anyway. But it was 10 years from now. See, because we had a bunch of people working from home and it really should have only been specialists, right? Salespeople can work from anywhere. They've always done that. Traveling salespeople has always been a thing. And so what you're having with AI is nudging people into specialties, right? Now there's a video
Mm-hmm.
I showed, was it Dr. Amos? I think it was Dr. Amos, where he was saying you'll just be irrelevant. Not that racism or outright stuff has to happen to you. You just like, look, you can do this if you can afford it, right? I told people, Dr. Dix, my friend was going skiing, and her and a group of friends are all going skiing for a whole week in Wyoming. And somebody said, must be nice. It was another white dude. And I kind of laughed, but then I typed up the prices for that ski resort and the lifts every day. It's a solid $3,000 to $5,000 a week. So you got to have enough money to be able to be gone from your job for a week and still spend $3,000 to $5,000 and it not affect your life. How many people can do that? A lot of people cannot. So
Not
they've
many.
already segregated you from certain opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
You already out
Yeah,
of the loop.
yeah, and the thing about the technology we have or artificial intelligence, it's going to create wealth. It's going to create jobs. That's why I tell folks you got to go to school if you want to get into the STEM field. We talking about AI engineers, prompt engineers. We talking about AI ethics.
Mhm.
If you're worried about AI being biased, get into the field. They're going to be fields for people training people on social skills. Do y'all realize how many people cannot, you were talking about it earlier, cannot even read or talk correctly? We're almost going to have to go back to the foundational level because the technology is going to revolutionize and take jobs away, and the jobs that it creates, you're going to have to be confined and know how to do it. I know people in the comments that say I won't have to do that. I'm like, well, tell those workers up there at the UAW, tell the IMF, one of the articles that I sent to Erica, about 40% of jobs are going to be eliminated globally and the economy is going to be affected. Right now, I tell folks, you can sit here and play games all you want to. You will be on the outside looking in. If you do not take your life serious and sit here and say it's not racism, this is the way the world is moving forward. You got to get on board. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Oh,
Doing
oh.
minimal things, get minimal results.
Well, Dr. Diggs, I will pull up, but my internet's been acting funny. The there's a neighborhood I posted on community wall today, and it's all white people missing teeth. Drug mouth, crazy looking crazy on there, right? And
Uh-huh.
they're an apartment complex, and the people who own the apartment complex are foreigners who got a LLC in Dallas. And I'm talking about trash spilling over. I'm talking about one unit burnt up. Nobody came and fixed it. Like, it's
Let
terrible.
me
It's
step away
run
for a
down.
second. I'll be right
And
back.
everybody's like, you got it. And so my head, first thing I'm thinking is like, why aren't these people leaving this apartment complex? They don't got no money. On top of them not having no money, they don't have the resources to relocate, and they're comfortable with that. So many of them are on camera, all their teeth missing. I mean, like, I'm talking about 3, 4, 5 teeth missing. I can't believe they not taking care of us like this. And I just was like, I can't believe you ain't left. You got two kids. Why you here? And there was a picture of a little white boy walking, and it was just trash everywhere. And the people on the news are like, they better do something about this. And I said, this is how you know it's starting to be bad. It's starting to be very bad because they didn't have no money to leave that situation or move out. Like, the city had to come in and force the people out. The city's like, hey, we're gonna take over these 3 apartment complexes. We're gonna clean up all the trash, and we're gonna get all y'all out. We're gonna move 1,000 people out. And everybody was like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
why is the city having to pay $2 million? And the city was like, we got to get these people out of this nasty 3 apartment complexes. We can't find the owners, right? So they go, and I'm trying to figure out, well, how much are they finding the owners? They find the owners, it was $3,000, y'all. I'm talking about buildings, busted windows. There was a door that was locked. The people in the apartment, there was a fire. They had to bust open the windows to crawl through the window to get out. I mean, it was just crazy stuff. And I said, now, if this is happening to white people in Cincinnati, Ohio, at 3 major apartment buildings in a small county, baby, it's bad out here. You know what I'm saying? Because it doesn't make sense for them to stay. It doesn't make any sense. So, I just wanted to show you this, Dr. Dix. I'm kind of sick of people who claim to be introverts. This guy said everybody I know to claim to be an introvert has a YouTube channel. Listen, Grant Cardone claims to be an introvert, y'all. Between the 2 twins, he's like, I'm the introvert. My other twin was the extrovert. I said, Grant, now if you don't stop them Black Lives lies, like, cut it out. Lying. Where's it at? Yeah, I mean, even when they took the mandate mandate away. It was like people like, oh yeah, you need to put that on, put that mask on. I'm like, I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
Here we go. Listen, that's true. I applied for a job. They ran a background check on me. It was similar to a background check, was make sure nothing offensive on my social media profiles. That's social credit. My friend who's on TV right now, she has an HGTV show, well, A&E show. They basically went through her Facebook. She had a MySpace account somewhere. They had to go find it. They looked through all. She had to give them every password for them to look and see if there was anything offensive before they agreed to do the show. And
Yep.
that was a reality
And
TV show, y'all.
this is something I talk to people about too. I help mentor young men, young women, in college. I let them know, look at your Instagram profile. First thing I tell everybody, Google yourself and see what comes up, because that's if somebody gets your resume, that's the first thing they doing. They're going to Google you. So if you in there taking these stock pictures, you duck lipping, we're going to call it what it is, you over there playing games or whatnot, you will not get those jobs. And you're like, I got the skill set. Why they won't hire me? You ever looked at your social media presence? You in photos with alcohol, you in the photos at wrong places. Y'all, to the people that are listening to this live stream and to the people that are going to listen to the replay, please remember your social media presence means everything. If you have something you want to put on social media, please remember, if you got to think about it, don't post it. I mean, one of the things I do ask people before you apply for this job, what kind of posts are out there? Because, they're finding posts on people for like 12 years ago on Twitter or whatnot. Y'all, Erica went off, so I'm going to continue to go forward. But yeah, so what I want y'all to remember is social media and your platform and how things are working are very, very big. Please remember. What happened?
My laptop was like, oh, oh, I'm tired right now. I'm going to just die. Back home. Hold on.
Okay. All right. So what we're going to do, y'all, is with the social media and another thing, with artificial intelligence, y'all, they're going to have it to where a lot of people don't have to run these background checks, and the software is going to do it for you, for them. So just always remember, if you are not taking care of yourself and learning what is going on in the world, it is going to be detrimental to your long-term employment and to whatever else is going on. I highly recommend, since it's only, what is today, the 16th day of January, I recommend for you to make sure you're not hanging around crazy people. Please do not be out here trying to stunt for the gram and waste your money, because I looked today, the average American, their salary is about $50,000+ when I looked on some certain websites. What people are not factoring in, people are still adding pandemic money into this stuff. Pandemic money is gone. So it's coming down to who really is working right now. The survivorships I talked about, you seeing a lot of folks in these Facebook groups. Somebody told me talking about they can't pay their bills. People waiting on tax time right now. I'm telling y'all, this is about to be a very real game, but you have time to prepare. Get your blue collar, white collar trade. Just be observant around what's going on. And life is going to happen to all of us, but please make sure you're doing your best. And I saw a comment I had checked over there. I don't know if y'all saw it, but I'm going to post it on my Instagram about the Tesla robot folding clothes. There's a video of that going around. So please make sure you are up to date on what's going on.
So Dr. Dix, the thing that I have on the screen right now, Tech RX. So I put the video up and I sent it to the email list, but I want you to understand the reason 10X Health went from making like $3 million a year to like $30 million a year. And there's a company I'm working with that I'm sending y'all those links, and I got my blood work done from them, is because the blood test that they do, 10X Health do, and the doctor I've been showing y'all does, it's the same thing the health insurance does on you. So they already have a predictor that predicts when you'll die. It'll predict what's your future health issues. They already predict so much stuff. What was funny is when I kept doing my blood work, they were like, your weight's high, but your blood pressure is perfect. It's 120/80, like perfect. Your cholesterol is perfect. This is good. What, like, oh my God. And you could tell they were like, we're going to make you go to this doctor and run on a treadmill while you do it. Right. So I had to run on this treadmill and stuff. And I'm like, I'm running on a treadmill. And they still were shocked. They're like, healthy heartbeat. And I was like, they're trying to predict off of family history plus this blood you just gave them. Okay, how much we gonna charge her for this insurance? Because okay, she got her daddy had a heart attack. Okay, grandma had a heart attack. So, well, we got to do some calculations. And y'all got to understand that blood test that they do, they already have that information. They know what you're deficient in. They know what minerals you're deficient in. They don't tell you none of that. When they give you back your results, what are the three things they show you? They show you your blood pressure, your cholesterol. Um, what's that other thing they show you? Blood pressure, cholesterol, and something else. But basically,
And,
they're like, oh yeah, here's your health results back. Nah, they have a very detailed information on what you're missing, what you're nutrient deficient. How do we know 92% of Americans are deficient in vitamins and nutrients? The health insurance companies. They're like,
mhm.
oh yeah, we know that. It's in the data. Do you tell your patients and your clients? No, we don't. But we get it when we get their blood and we do their health screening. So they
Yeah, is
already
that
know that. That's
yeah.
how they're
And,
predicting it.
and in my family, diabetes, blood
Mm-hmm.
pressure, which I don't have, and that's why y'all see me drinking. Like, I'm gonna tell y'all one of the things. But I'm gonna say to our community, a lot of us become very successful, but we don't take our health serious.
Mm-hmm.
You really need to invest in a trainer. Once you start making good money, I can understand if you're just trying. To the black community, to the men and women, once you start making money, eat from like whole foods, grow your own food, eat organic food. You don't want to work this hard and die at 60 from something you could have invested and prevented. I mean, there are certain things you can't prevent, but take care of yourself. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, take care of your health. I mean, eat. We'll the same amount of money we invest taking in like trips and stuff. Y'all get you a trainer, get you a nutritionist. I went to
Mm-hmm.
see my nutritionist, y'all. I've been working with for the last 4 years.
Yep.
I have a doctor I go see, blood work. Man, I don't play games when it comes to my health.
Man, I'm gonna send you this link. I might pay for your test. I've been paying for all my friends' blood tests. It'll blow your mind what it tell you missing. It'll have like 11 on this one particular test. It'll tell you about your testosterone. It'll tell you about your if you're running off fumes, adrenals, all this stuff. You're like, damn, like how y'all know all this? It's off your blood, and they can tell it in your stream. They can tell if you're stressed out. They'll show you these three different microscopes. They're like, you see how this right look? This how these bloods look. I'm like, what? They're like, that's how we know you're stressed out. So if the health companies have this information on you, ain't telling you, like how can you change your behavior? How can you change what you do? So
Yeah,
I just had to go on that little tangent. They got
I
you in the
know. It,
algorithms.
yeah, I just want to, we make the money, y'all. Just take care of yourself. Eat right. Don't eat all. It's okay to splurge, but man, my parents are deceased, y'all, and my parents, because they didn't take care of themselves. I said, I refuse knowing what I know now to not
Mm-hmm.
eat the best food, to drink the best kind of water, to take care of myself, to exercise. And one of the big things I saw somebody say it in the comments, I don't know, Erica mentioned stress. Y'all, stress is worse than cancer.
Mm-hmm.
Do not try to fix everybody's problem. Remember to take care of yourself and don't be worrying about nobody else. Take care of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Because in the end of the day, ain't nobody you can call if your $1,800 a month mortgage payment behind. People will be like, you shouldn't have got the house if you couldn't afford it.
Yeah.
Always.
This is the fourth bureau actually, but right now Experian kind of did a strong man pool, and they went to some
Mhm.
kind of court, and Experian and Innovis are basically the two that kind of like whatever your experience is law when you want to get your mortgage
Mhm.
lately. So y'all will find out about it. We've been talking about it for years at this point.
And freeze
People
your
figure it
credit
out.
too. If you don't run your credit, I have my credit frozen with Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax. It's free. If you run your credit maybe once every other year, y'all don't have your live social security number out and about in the world. Go to these 3 credit bureaus and freeze it. That's the best thing I can tell y'all to do to save yourself from people, because your social security number is everywhere tracked, but prevent people from running your credit and trying to open stuff in your account. I mean, try to do all you can or get LifeLock or one of those things. Protect your credit like you protect your health, because your credit score is everything when it comes to jobs. So you want to open a business or buy a house.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because that's why everybody's going cybersecurity, because of the banks, because of hacking. Again, you got to think about it. When you have 40% of houses have no mortgage, all it takes is you being reckless with your information, and they're going to come pull out a mortgage on your home. One of the most famous people who has a podcast on YouTube is a guy who was destroying people's homes by taking a loan out on their mortgage and then just didn't say anything, right? And so then, like, it was like 20 homes were foreclosing that no one even knew had a loan on them. And I'm like, baby, you need to have yourself on LifeLock or something here. The reality twins are back. Listen, LexisNexis, yeah, LexisNexis got all kind of people information out here. Um, the split is really, really, really happening. It really is. Blood pressure, kidneys, cholesterol, yeah, and so they only showing you this snippet, right? So it was like really interesting. Blood sugar, yeah. But it was really interesting because when you call, you're like, why don't they give you that information? So they don't give you that information.
Yep. Just if you can get out of these networks of doctors, and if you have to get a private doctor, y'all, I do it. I pay for it. And my nutritionist put me on it. There is a I'm not lying. There were tests the private doctor ran on me that the other people did not run. The lady told me, my doctor, the lady was like, I want you to do a sleep analysis test. She said, anybody ever done a sleep study? They'll send it to you. She said, that could be raising your blood pressure. I said, I never knew that. She said, we're going to run a test on you. It's the level of care that you can get by paying for a private doctor. I tell folks, invest in your health, because in the networks, I looked at the results of the other tests, what the people would do for me, and I look at what she does. It's worth the money every year you pay her. It's about the same amount of money, but I just got to pay out of pocket. I said, man, from the numbers and the amount of care, Black people, we make a lot of money. We just need to take care of ourselves. I'm telling the Black community, we have a lot of money. Invest into good health, a good doctors, eye doctors, dentists, vision. We have the money, just spend it to make sure.
But people don't want to spend it. Dr. Dix, used to meet people online. Well, I can look that up for free. I can do it for free. I'm a Vicks Vapor Rub on my chest. Man, if you don't take yourself to the hospital, I know there's about 3 or 4 YouTubers right now who are mysteriously mixing in action. Might have passed away, one of them, and they had terrible health. Terrible. Like heart attack, strokes, terrible health. Like not talking bad about the dead, but one of the guys that died from the manosphere, he had like 4 surgeries the year before he passed. I'm like, baby, how you in your 50s got a 28-year-old wife and you basically falling apart dying? So you guys got to know, where your health at, what's going on. It's real crazy because people be like, oh, you can't tell nobody nothing. You ain't got a 6-pack abs. I ain't got to have 6-pack abs to know that. I'm doing better than a lot of these people I see out here walking around with canes, about to fall over dead. It's crazy.
Yeah, because 60 is very young. And what I tell folks, just take care of yourself. I mean, there are things you could do. I mean, if you go to the dentist, go to the eye doctor. You know how many people like, man, I ain't going to no doctor. I don't want to know. I'm like, for the prostate exam, whatever they got to do to keep my ass alive till 100. No, I don't care. People like, man, I ain't getting no prostate exam. I'm like, I will. I don't care about please.
You see what they just did? They pulled a fast one. So that football player that came out of the NFL and he was working in construction in Florida, the beam fell on his head. A steel beam fell on his head, and he went to the hospital. Right, so he was gonna die from the steel beam anyway. But then they wrote on his autopsy that he died from the septus in his mouth, from where he didn't get his teeth fixed.
Oh, so you're talking about which player? I know the player.
The Black football player.
The Michael Williams, is that the receiver? The dude from USC. Okay.
So guess what happens? His insurance company doesn't have to pay that family out for accidental death. His job don't have to pay because he got hit in the head with a steel beam, because he didn't die from that. He died from septus in his mouth.
Wow.
So this is why I keep telling y'all, like, they're gonna find a way to not have to pay you. Because if you had an accident on the job, that's $1 million payout. Y'all know that's $1 million payout. You get hit with a beam on top of your head at a construction site, you go brain dead and die 4 days later. Everybody already knew that was a payout. But when they got him, they said, oh yeah, he brain dead and we got him on antibiotics, but it's because he had this septus in his mouth. That's what really took him out. That they making sure that family don't get paid on the because guess what your insurance gonna say? Why didn't you go to the dentist? What happened? It was in your coverage. And then the job is going to say, well, he didn't die from getting hit in the head with a beam. He died from sepsis. So you guys got to understand how they're going to play that. And that's why this stuff all is documented. There's a way they play in people out here. And it's unfortunate.
Yeah. They if you knew how the game worked, y'all, just if you don't know, ask somebody.
Mm-hmm.
That's the best thing I could tell folks. Men and women, go to the doctor, get your pap smear, get these tests done. I know I have a sickle cell trait. My mother told me, so I'm gonna make sure I'm tested again. So,
Mm-hmm.
I get married in the future. I got to make sure the young lady doesn't have the trait too, or otherwise the child is gonna have sickle cell.
They're gonna have
Those are things you,
T-bars.
yeah, yep, yep. Just like T-Bar said, with her stuff with kids. I mean, there are things you just have to, if you don't know anything about your family bloodline or whatnot or the history, get the blood test, get the test done by a doctor to see what's going on. I mean, you need to know what is going on because you can't sit here and guess. Did some women, I mean, if you're a woman, did somebody in the family have breast cancer or ovarian cancer? We got you can do the blood work to see what's going on. Break the stigma and break the whatever, y'all know what I'm talking about.
The cycle.
Break the cycle and say, man, this generation gonna be different. This generation will go to the doctor.
Mm-hmm.
I could tell y'all, I've laid up on the table at the doctor office just getting routine checks, and you
Mm-hmm.
looking up at that white light. There is nothing worse than to say you can't do nothing for yourself. And I said I never want to be in that position. God willing, if I could take care of myself, I never want people to be in there and say we don't know if we got to pull the plug on Patrick because he ain't took care of himself. That's, to me, that's a selfish thing to do to your family.
Mm-hmm.
Take care of yourself. It is not right to have people in there, their life turned upside down because you didn't take care of yourself. Just take care of yourself.
Yeah, this woman made a viral video talking about her friends got, they're older ladies, 40s and 50s, and all of a sudden they got husbands in under 5 years, the husband falling apart, about to die on them. And I'm like, that brother knew what time it was. Like, I need somebody to help, take care of me. Super fit Susie said, I'm a new director at my job and I've been given huge projects. My manager watches me closely. I feel scared. Don't feel scared. Document what you've done, document where all the stuff, because what happen is people be like, I give so much to my company and they trying to fire me. You should have a booklet of all the things you've created and done for that company. So when they do fire you, be like, well, actually, here's this sheet of paper, right? Because I don't know if you know this, Credit Irene, when she left Save a Lot, they didn't have systems. That's how ghetto Save a Lot was. It was ghetto. She typed up a what you do at the start of a day and and they still use it to this day. And I said, Credit Irene, do you know they owe you? That company should pay you millions of dollars for that. Like, she literally saw her thing with her name on it at other companies in the nation at Save a Lots. And I said, girl, that's your intellectual property. And that's why I want y'all to understand, you're doing this stuff and creating this stuff for companies. Save a Lot didn't have a daily this is your what your daily standard of how you open a store, how you close a store. Her name is on it literally to this day since 2013, and she ain't been there. She own her own business now. But I just want to tell y'all, like, these companies will use you for what you got. You got to protect yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Insurance companies will stall. Yeah. Erica, yes, our dental care is overlooked, but our teeth and nasal cavity is so important. Yeah. I had a friend, he had a tumor in his nasal cavity, and then another person had like something happened up in this part right here. People just don't understand. It's all connected.
Mm-hmm.
He said, I'm drinking flavored water now instead of soda. I miss it so much. But there's something when you don't drink soda for a while, you'll feel better. I promise you.
I haven't drank soda in so long. Y'all, I used to kill a 6-pack when I was younger. This tell you how old I'm.
Ooh,
This
six
tell
pack.
you,
Ooh,
oh yeah.
you
This
peeing
tell you,
right.
I'll be 40. I used to get like the acid spots on my shoulder because the acidity.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all, I'll be 40 in May. Back in 2002, I don't know if people remember, Pepsi Blue was big. Pepsi Blue had came out. And this was when like the Fast and the Furious, the one with Tyrese and Paul Walker, all that stuff was coming out with Ludacris. Man, I used to chug down Mountain Dew, Dr. Pepper. And the dark sodas was the one that ruined my was the ones that would hurt my back. I am so glad, y'all, I got away from drinking sodas and eating salty stuff and sweets and stuff. Man, I'm telling y'all, I was headed down a very bad path if I did not change my health when I was younger.
Toothless Patrick Dix, because Mountain Dew taking people in Kentucky out. Okay.
Yeah, all that sugar.
It's taking teeth out. Someone
I
said
used
I
to
need
like
a
Code Red
crown.
too.
You need to go look for somebody who's a specialist at doing your crown. Don't just pick anybody, and don't pick it on price. And they got all kind of stuff. Soda is addictive. Soda is very addictive. I'm just trying to find a doctor within my network. Okay, and then soda will eat your body for now. It will. It will.
I'm
Just
looking
it
at the
will.
last comment, meth.
I don't know how people are doing meth and crack and still alive. There need to be studies on it because I don't understand. There was a God forgive me, Dr. Dix. There was a woman. They found this child's body right in the woods. It's been
Uh-huh.
20 years. This boy went missing from the system, school system, everything for 20 years, and nobody looked.
Wow.
And they just found it. And they were like, "Girl, they did DNA. This is your child that you claim went missing all these years ago." So then they bring the daddy out.
Was this the case in South Carolina or Georgia?
I think so. And the daddy looked like he'd been doing crack for 20 years. He's like, "I was waiting for my son to call me all these years." And they're like, "Sir, you ain't called your child in 20 years. You ain't checked on where this lady at." That's why I be want y'all to stop lying on these people acting like they care about their children. They don't.
They
So he up
don't.
there, doing a sob story. He missing teeth. He looked like he fighting crack demons. And I'm like, throw both the parents in jail. Because I
Yep.
just don't understand how a child just went missing 20 years ago and nobody was like, hey, just a random black child just missing. So, oh my God. They
Yeah.
they gonna be on that show, addiction show. Jesus. That's
Ooh.
the crack demons. That's what it is. So listen, this is what I want to tell y'all. This I want y'all to be very clear. If anybody ever offers you drugs, you should punch them in their face because y'all seen what drugs do to people. It's not a surprise. It's not like what drugs did what. We all know what drugs do to people, and stuff happens in life. But like it's one of those things where you're like, drugs take people out. It take people out. So again, that's not where we meant to go with this show at all. But Dr. Dix, where are some places they're gonna be able to find you on the internet? How can they talk to you if they want to talk more to you about automation? Where can they speak to you on? Where can they book a call with you? Talk to us.
You can go to my Instagram. You can go to my Instagram is King of Automation _AI.
Mm-hmm.
I have a TikTok now that is very active. King of
Uh-oh.
Automation _AI. I have my LinkedIn, Dr. Patrick Dix, and you can go to the dixconsultinggroup.com. And I actually have my AI blog, and I upload 3 videos, a week on my YouTube, y'all. I have about 4,500 subscribers.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I'm trying to get up there with Erica with the 6,500. And you can
Man,
book a
they be fighting me.
and you can go to Calendly. Let me put it. Let me see.
Yeah,
Let me
send it to
send
me
it.
in the private chat and I'll put it up here.
Yeah,
Because
you
people
can
be
book
like, when is Dr. Diggs gonna be back on? When is this people I'm like, y'all relax. I promise you. These people is famous, y'all. Okay, relax. I'll be trying to call them. Hey, come on the show. Before I be gone in June. I'm out of here.
Oh no, I don't mind coming on. All y'all gotta do is hold up. The system holding me back, y'all. Son, hold up. Hold up, man. When you need something, this stuff don't want to act right. Let me
Oh,
go
for
to
sure.
go to my LinkedIn, Dr. Patrick Dix. Y'all don't follow me. Send a connection request.
On LinkedIn. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's why I be like, well, I have people every day, Dr. Diggs, who like, I don't even know how to work LinkedIn. Like, we have the Breaking in Tech group, and people will say, hey, I don't even know how to do LinkedIn. And so it's important for us to like get those basic skills down, y'all, because that's how the world's moving. Like, that's how I know when somebody says, oh, I want to make more money. I'm like, where's your LinkedIn? Oh, I don't have
yeah,
one. Well,
yeah.
how are you connecting with companies?
That's my calendar. I just sent it to you, Erica.
Okay,
So
let
if
me
you're a
see.
company, you can choose a consultation if you technology. So I'll give you the option. So y'all reach out to me. I know people be spying on my LinkedIn page because you know how they got that
We can
setting
see
on
the
there. I'm
data.
like,
We can see the
I,
data. We can see y'all.
I see you on there. I see you. The
We see you
Instagram,
clicking it.
y'all. I'm active on Instagram. I just uploaded a TikTok, y'all. When Erica texted me, I
Mm-hmm.
was doing the TikTok about some of the stuff we talked about tonight. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm on TikTok. You can Dr. Patrick Dix on all 3 and the Dix Consulting Group, but the YouTube page, subscribe to it, y'all. There are videos premiering 3 times a week. I'm doing videos. I do live streams, and I also do videos of me in the car. So my channel is very, very active.
They be watching Dr. Dix because they be sending me. Did you see Dr. Dix was smoking a cigar in his car? Boy, they was cracking me
What?
up. I was like, if y'all
I,
don't chill out,
I was not smoking no cigar. Ooh,
a
people.
cigarro, a cigarette.
Yeah,
But
did you
anyway,
see that? You know how folks are. Did you see
did
that,
you
Eric?
see that? You guys can check out Dr. Dix. Oh, here it is. Have you heard about AI humanoid android assistance by 1X Technology? This company, I forgot the name, is building 100 androids to work in the industrial sector. Yeah. I mean, I haven't heard of it, but trust me,
Yeah,
Dr.
they.
Dix, go ahead and do an Instagram on it. Hit him up.
Oh
Cause
yeah, I do. I do a TikTok, y'all. I did. Yeah. Journey to Jasmine. I'm on TikTok. The PR team told me I needed to get out there. Y'all go. I got a bunch of views. I do videos, everything. I'm very active. Speaking engagements, y'all. We doing it all. So you gonna see me. Oh, then if you go, oh, the last time, man, I ain't been on Erica channel. Then if you go on my YouTube, I got the All In show. We did a pilot, so we got an episode that's coming out soon this month. So we everywhere. So y'all
everywhere.
just we trying to do everything, y'all. So as I come along, I'll always come back on this channel.
Congrats, Dr. Dix. Thank you, Erica. Can't wait to meet you February 3rd and 4th. What's up? February 3rd and 4th, Dallas, Texas. Las Vegas, March 2nd and 3rd. DC, February 17th and 18th. And Atlanta, May 4th and 5th. If you on the road.
So hold on, is this the thing that is Diamond Day gonna be at the thing at May in
Diamond
Atlanta?
Dave gonna come and
Yeah.
in Las Vegas and Atlanta. Well, not Atlanta. Well, for the Las Vegas dates, we'll have Financially Free D and the Acre Boys. For Atlanta, we'll have the Acre Boys, and I'll have a different credit person.
Okay.
And then for DC, we're still trying to touch base with two people, see if they're gonna come through and be talking. Again, it depends on how many tickets I sell out. I'll be like, hey man, come speak at my event. You know, it's easier to sell it like that. Tim Jackson's for sure gonna be at the March 2nd and 3rd in Las Vegas, and then also he's gonna be in Dallas. So we're bringing them out. It's gonna be nice. The food, I love picking the food. And they be like, "You have to spend this much food." I'm like, "All right, let me pick something I won't."
Yeah.
If I gotta get off the stage to eat lunch, let me pick something I
Yeah,
won't.
Big Hair Bell, thank you for the congrats, y'all. We just growing, and y'all ain't seen. We gonna take this thing to the next level, but I'm trying as
What's
much
your
as I can.
TikTok?
King of Automation _ AI, Dr. Patrick Dix. Let me
Okay.
put it in there. Y'all follow me on TikTok because most people on TikTok don't be talking about nothing.
I
I'm
mean,
being real.
TikTok's there to just catch that. You gotta catch their eyes. You gotta catch their eyes.
Yeah, they'll be like, well, I'm on TikTok. I know it's getting all my data, y'all, but I don't really have a choice. I got to get the word out about it.
He said,
Yeah,
"Are
there
you
it goes.
still teaching down here? Down where? Down where?
Uh,
Teaching down where? Talking to Dr.
this
Dix?
Yeah, I teach a little bit of here and there everywhere, y'all. So you
Man,
never know where I'm
you go on his LinkedIn. He got 57 jobs, y'all.
at. Nah, I got a little something, man, little hustle. Hey, I gotta stay active, but
He doing drive
but
by teaching. Bam, just
hey,
drop
I
by.
try to get everybody to hustle and get things up. I try to tell everybody, man, you got to have about 4 or 5 plus streams of income in this world right now. It's tough to live. I mean, I'm making no jokes about that. It's tough to live. Try to stay ahead as much as you can. Food is expensive. Inflation is here. Life is
Mhm.
just expensive. At my age, I'm 39. I'll be 40 in May. Y'all, I am too old to say I don't have no money. Mm-mm.
Well, that's the thing. People can always course correct for the second half of their life. That's why I want y'all to understand. Like people like, oh, I'm 40. Is it too late to get into tech? Is it too late? I'm like, if you want to be too late, because you might live to be 80, you better figure out some new money. What you
Y'all
gonna
better
do?
y'all better get this money. It's coming. This the world we're moving into now, the fourth industrial revolution, is going to be so much opportunity, blue and white collar.
Mm-hmm.
The faster you get on board, y'all, the faster you can learn what's going on and outdo the competition, because a lot of people, as we say, gonna get caught with their pants down. You can really thrive in the world. I'm gonna say this, and I know this is the first time in history that we are all finally on a level playing field. I know no group knows what artificial intelligence is gonna do. We don't even know what it's really going to do. So every nationality is sitting here with their hands and mouths open, like we don't really know what this technology is going to do. That's why I push people to learn about it, to get into the fields, to get into the blue collar, the STEM fields.
Mhm.
It is the first time in life, in history, nobody knows the full potential of what this thing is going to do.
They don't. They don't. And they done wrote a check. They've already stroked a check for infrastructure bill for $1 billion. It had a lot of pork in it, but there's literally millions of dollars. And if you don't have some type of company that can do what? Repair, structure, serve, you're gonna miss out on all that money. So that, I mean, they've already wrote this money out. Someone said chime time here, that last gathering in Atlanta was so eye-opening. Dr. Dix was there. Yep. Said
Well,
if you're breathing, it's not
dep-
too late.
depending on May 4th and 5th, I might be there in Atlanta. You know, if Erica and they talk to me, whatever we can arrange. I mean, I'm only 3 hours away from Atlanta. I could just drive there, y'all. You know, I could be there for the weekend.
Listen, we tightening up everything for the next 2 weeks. A lot of stuff will be tightened up, so I'll let you know. But yeah, because I already told you I'm gonna be out of the country all of March, so that's a whole nother thing. But we're gonna show you how this automation works while I'm gone.
All right.
So, all right, you guys, this is your girl Erica from the Classy Climb blog. I'm so excited to see all of you on the road where I do see you. Again, if you're breathing, as Jeremy just said, it is not too late. Reach out to Dr. Dix, hit him up on TikTok, hit him up on Instagram, King of Automation. You may see him again on Roland Martin. Make sure you send us the link when you go on Roland Martin so we can share it. And again, guys, hit Dr. Dix up. Go ahead.
Oh, y'all want me to share it with y'all right now?
Well, just send it to me and I'm gonna post it on the community wall.
Okay, yeah, I'll send it to you from the interview. Yeah, I'll email it to you.
Okay. All right, you guys. Dr. Dix, tell them where they can find you on the internet and close us out.
The DixConsultingGroup.com, Instagram, King of Automation _AI, TikTok, King of Automation _AI, and lastly, LinkedIn, Dr. Patrick Dix. Reach out to me for a consultation. I would love that. And then also follow me on YouTube, Dr. Patrick Dix. So y'all reach out to me. And as they say, adapt right now or get left behind. You have an opportunity, take heed, and get ahead.
I love it. All right, you guys. This is your girl Erica from the Classic Climb blog. Have a great night.